Welcome to Pat Gray Unleashed.
Welcome to it. Halfway through the week already. 888-900-3393. And by the way, pretty much at the end of the college football season. I can't believe how fast it went by. Something's got to be done about that. It has to be stretched out over a longer period of time. Doesn't it seem like we're just complaining that there's still 100 days left before it starts? And now it's over. Except for the bowl games. Well, championship weekend.
Yeah.
And bowl games.
What's that feel like?
Feels pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, not as good as it was expected to feel.
Okay.
But it feels okay.
Okay.
Missouri's going to go to one, too.
Absolutely.
We didn't think they were going to make it.
Would you say we?
I say we, meaning you and me.
I told you. I believe I predicted that the
didn't.
Battle Line rivalry, the Battle Line trophy was going to be brought back to Columbia.
Before that, however, you were like, no, we're not going to make it. We won't get to a bowl game.
It certainly didn't look like it.
No, it didn't. It didn't. And then they beat Arkansas.
I know. It was awesome.
What was the score? You know?
W. It was a win.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Well, there you go then. BYU, meanwhile, in the really late game, I think that's the latest I've ever seen a start time, 10 o'clock our time,
Ooh.
10 o'clock local.
11 o'clock Eastern?
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah, 11 Eastern.
It was late.
A ridiculously late game.
Really?
So what I did was recorded the first, I recorded it because we were doing something else at the time. So we didn't get done watching that game until 3:30 in the morning.
Oh.
3:30 in the morning.
Wait, where was the game?
What, are you having a family meal at 10
Stanford.
p.m.?
Oh, was that Stanford?
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's what we were doing.
Family meal
All right.
at
None of your
10 p.m.
business what we were doing. All right.
So hold on a second. Hold on.
Yes.
Can the university say, hey, we get up for church the next morning. Can we maybe move the start time up?
Probably could, but they don't because they want the exposure. You want those ESPN
well, that'll be fixed with
broadcasts.
the Big 12.
It will. Yeah. A little bit. I think mostly we won't play that time of night. So, I mean, that was our last regular season game of independence.
Right. And you play, as in the Big 12, you're not going to be playing those Pac-12 teams.
Right.
On the West Coast, so you'll get earlier start times.
And speaking of
that was
the
inferred.
freaking Pac-12, did you hear what Stanford did during their halftime show?
Oh, no, I did not. No. I thought you were going to talk about the Rose Bowl messing up the playoff.
So their band, I don't know, they call it the Leland Stanford Junior University Marching Band,
Love
the
them.
LSJUMB.
Love them.
Okay.
Wow, that's a lot of letters.
It is. So they had a halftime show that involved a pair of women being married to each other.
Oh, they did this on purpose.
Of course they did.
What
With the
jerks.
officiator of the wedding.
Oh, no.
Using terms and phrases taken from our sacred temple ceremony.
No,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Unbelievable.
But that's fine.
Oh, that's fine.
It's
Now,
totally fine.
now, it was fine until somebody noticed and started posting about it. And then Stanford said, the LSJUMB deeply regrets that this performance caused offense to spectators.
Do they?
And the halftime performance review and approval process is being adjusted to ensure that issues like this do not occur again. Really?
Yeah.
Really? You deeply regret that the performance caused offense. That's interesting because that's exactly what they said the last time they did this to us.
Oh, no.
The last
That's
time
awesome.
the Cougars went to Stanford, this same stupid band did the same thing in 2004. They did a skit that poked fun at polygamy and mocked, Mormons for polygamy, something, that members of the church hadn't practiced in 120 years. And even then, only 5% of the church practiced it.
I was going to say...
But they deeply regretted it.
But they deeply regretted it.
I was
going to
say that
Yeah.
it sounds like their
Yeah.
apology was written before they performed this faux ceremony.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was literally the boilerplate that they used a year before.
Well, a few years.
Well,
before
a few
last time
years
they
ago,
went to Stanford,
sorry.
yeah.
It was like 18 years before, but still. You would think they would... Why would you think this is okay to do? You know, don't try to tell me that the school didn't know what the band was planning. They absolutely knew about this. And now they're going to act like, oh, yeah, we're going to review our procedures where the band does these things, and we're going to make sure that this doesn't happen again for a third freaking time.
Oh, my goodness.
So only every time we've ever gone to Stanford to play a football game, it's happened.
Wow. But they deeply regret it, so it's
yeah,
okay.
they do. They do. Would you do that to the Jews? You know what? I don't think so, because you'd be considered anti-Semitic and you'd be canceled.
Yeah.
Would you do it to the Muslims? No, because you'd be killed. But it's okay to do to people who belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. You know, and I think we in the church are pretty good sports about this kind of stuff. But frankly, I'm really sick of it. I mean, how long has the Book of Mormon been mocking us on Broadway? 11 years? I think it started in 2011.
It's been at least that long, right?
Yeah. And it's great that Parker and Stone, who know nothing about our religion, can go ahead and make a fortune off mocking it for over a decade now. They can win awards mocking it for over a decade. I think they've won Tony. They've won Best Play, Best Musical, all of that stuff. And, you know, and this just after we had the Oregon crowd chanting F the Mormons and threatening the fans who were there and telling them they were gonna beat the crap out of them after the game and they were gonna slash their tires when we were in Eugene.
I'm sure that they deeply regret it now.
Oh, I'm sure they did. Yeah. Oregon did say they deeply regretted it.
Of course, I do. Yeah. Of course.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting is 2 universities, South Carolina, University of Pacific, canceled scheduled games in Provo because, moronically, they want to continue to put forward the proven false narrative, the lie that racial slurs were yelled at that Duke University volleyball player during a female volleyball game. Not only did they go over every single second of the audio from that volleyball match, but not one other person, not even the girls' teammates, not even the coaches, no one else heard the slur because it didn't happen. So what would happen if BYU's band, I wonder, and the Cougarettes, by the way, 22-time national champions, the BYU Cougarettes, what if they did a skit mocking gays? LGBTQIA2 plus people. What if they use stereotypes and hit them where they live? I wonder how that would go over.
I think it'd be fine.
You think it'd be fine?
Once you finished and then said
we deeply regretted it. We deeply regret.
I think it'd be fine.
You know what? We're going to go over our procedures of the Cougarettes and the BYU band, and we're going to make sure that doesn't occur again. You think that would be accepted? No. Apology not accepted is what would happen. Boycotts are what would happen.
Oh, yeah.
Probably being kicked out of the Big 12 before we even got started would happen. I'll bet the Big 12 would then deny membership.
It probably would.
You know, I don't care at all when people make fun of our culture. The lifestyle of church members, you know. But when you start attacking things that are sacred to us, the line needs to be drawn there. And it is sacred, not secret. And it's sacred for exactly this reason, because when people hear about it, when they know about it, when they find out things that are said in the temple ceremony, this is what they do. They mock, they ridicule, they spit all over it. And that's not okay. It's just not okay. And if it were up to me, I wouldn't schedule another game in the Pac-12. Not one Pac-12 opponent would I ever have again at BYU in any sport. And I'm sure that wouldn't hurt them. They wouldn't care.
Right.
But it would give me some satisfaction. The Conference of Champions, not hardly. How about the Conference of Douchebags? I'm really tired of the Pac-12. And there are deep apologies over and over and over again. Pathetic. And by the way, who won the game? Oh, that's right. BYU won the game, 35-26. And then they should have won it by a lot more than that.
Yes, they should have.
A lot more than that. But that's another thing that pisses me off. We shut down every time we get a lead. Every time!
I know.
And then we got to hold on for dear life.
I don't understand the thinking. I mean,
I don't either.
That's Kuna Matata or whatever.
Yeah, you got it.
You got it.
Yeah, keep rolling.
Yeah, you got it. Kalani Sataki, Hakuna Matata, whatever.
Don't slow down.
Whatever it is.
Power through, man.
You know what? I deeply regret calling it Hakuna Matata. I apologize.
Okay, yeah. You know what you should do is look into how that began. That's what you should do. How did calling him a Hakuna Matata how did that begin? So that, it never happens again.
I don't want it to ever happen again.
At least not until the next time we talk about him, as Stanford does all the time.
I know.
Oh, jeez. All right. 888-900-3393. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter. We got a big show, a lot of stuff to talk about, and certainly not just BYU football. But some breaking news this morning. We actually have a picture of Katie Hobbs walking off with the Arizona election. So, yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. There's Katie Hobbs, and there's the Arizona election.
If you're listening, it's actually Sam Britton carrying a suitcase that he probably didn't pay for.
Yeah, $2,300.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's a nice suitcase. That story's awesome.
How do you think you're going to get away with that? I don't understand that.
Well, I mean, you just do, right? I mean, he just figured he liked it and he would take it. And
I guess
he just figured he liked it and he'd take it.
Thinking certainly there's no video surveillance going on at the airport.
Right. And the worst part, if you're going to take luggage, this is a helpful hint from me.
Mm-hmm.
If you're going to take luggage, I mean, I'm here to help. That's what I do.
All right.
Just take it and go.
Right.
Because if you just take it and go and someone says, hey, you took the wrong luggage.
Wow.
Gosh,
Wow. Yeah.
This dummy took the tag off.
But they have footage of him taking the tags off.
So
he knew. He knew it was the wrong luggage. And then he admitted.
Man.
I think you talked about it, but he admitted to the police at one point that he first said, I don't know what you're talking about. It was my luggage. And then he called back and said, well, you know what? It was a mistake. You know what? Yeah, I took the wrong luggage. And then the hotel said, yeah, we found all the clothes left in the drawers from the suitcase that wasn't his. Jeez. It's just incredible.
It is incredible.
And he used it multiple times.
Yep.
They've got footage of him using it multiple times.
So he emptied it and put all the clothes in the drawers.
Yes.
Correct. And just left.
We talked about this yesterday. Yes, and he took the suitcase to Europe.
So great.
He's like, yeah, I think I'll go ahead and use this.
I mean, they knew this was coming, right? Because he's been on leave now for over a month. So while they didn't hide this, they just left it over there. Just left it over there until it started. Until it went to court.
Reported.
Until somebody went, hey, wasn't that Sam Brinson from the government?
The interesting guy that they just hired in the Biden administration?
Yes. Isn't
That's
that
a
him?
fascinating fellow.
Yeah, he's on leave.
Is he?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he's on leave.
Yeah, that'll be permanent leave.
Yep.
Has to be now, right?
Right.
I'm sure if it didn't get publicity, he's on leave because they were waiting to see.
That's right.
And now they've seen. And now they can't have him back.
No way.
You can't have him back. So, I mean, even the Democrats can't get away with that, right? Even this administration can't get away with bringing this guy back into the fold.
I don't know.
December 19th is his court date.
That question.
All right. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Also, the Senate passed a bill to protect same-sex marriage yesterday because same-sex marriage had been under such fire. It's not like that's... that ship has sailed. It's not like that at all.
Ever.
That ship, not only has that ship sailed, it's already docked in Europe. I mean, that ship is long freaking gone. And yet, I don't know why. The Senate on Tuesday passed a bill to codify the right to same-sex marriage. This is because when they overturned Roe v. Wade, the outcry from the left was, well, now they're going to take away same-sex marriage rights. No, they're not. And nobody's talking about that. No. It's not going to happen. In fact, they specifically said this only applies to abortion. That's it. Okay, so let's go ahead and codify same-sex marriage then. All right. And not only same-sex marriage, interracial marriage. Which, by the way, wasn't that under fire? Definitely. How many people have you been here and scream about, hey, we got to stop this interracial marriage situation? I mean, all you see on TV now are interracial marriages. Pretty much. I mean...
Same-sex, interracial.
Yeah.
Period.
Yep. I mean, it's way more prevalent than opposite sex or same race marriages.
Yeah.
Yes,
certainly.
Commercials.
It certainly feels
shows,
that way.
Movies.
I'm sure they'll have numbers that prove that not to be true, but it certainly feels that way.
It does feel that way.
Because I would say that the numbers overwhelmingly are true during major prime time shows when millions of people are watching.
Yeah.
So, the overall 185 channels, it probably equals out.
The other interesting thing they're doing on TV shows and movies is impossible situations, impossible family situations. Like you'll have a white guy married to an Asian woman, and they have a black child. And it came about, and they didn't adopt. They just had the black child. From the white guy and the Asian, they had a black child.
Are you sure
That's interesting.
Are you sure they didn't adopt?
No, they didn't adopt. What? No.
Does it say that in small print on the screen, or did I?
Well, they're ignoring racial lines. Yeah. They're ignoring them, and so
that's a fact.
They are
all the time.
So they're acting as if they don't exist, and we're just going to hire all these people because diversity. Oh, okay. Well, whatever. That's what they're doing. That's great. So 12 Republicans joined the Democrats to send the legislation to the House. The Senate, with its 60-vote threshold, was the main obstacle, of course, but it didn't turn out to be one because it passed in the Senate 61-36. House is expected to easily pass it before sending it to Biden's desk.
There were 36 haters in the Senate.
No, these were the... Yes.
36 haters in the Senate.
That's exactly right. But here were the non-haters.
Okay.
Roy Blunt, Richard Burr, Shelley Moore Capito, Susan Collins, of course, Joni Ernst, kind of surprises me, Cynthia Loomis, Lisa Murkowski, again, Alaska.
Yeah, of course.
Why? Rob Portman, Dan Sullivan, Mitt Romney, naturally, Tom Tillis, and Todd Young. So
Mitt Romney.
Okay.
All right. I mean,
so why is the federal government getting involved in marriage at all? And will churches be targeted if they don't want to be a part of the same-sex situation?
Not in my America.
That's what Mike Lee tried to do. He tried to offer an amendment to protect freedom of religion.
Oh, that sounds reasonable.
Now, there were religions that thought they were protecting freedom of religion by encouraging this to pass, including mine. And
Wait.
Mike Lee
went against the church?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. He did.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? And I'm sure that was really difficult for him. Really, really difficult. But he did not believe this bill was protection for religion. And that's why he tried to offer an amendment that would have definitely protected religion, but it failed, of course, because nobody wants to protect religion.
Come to a place where we respect each other. I have offered an amendment to this legislation that would explicitly minimize the threats to these religious organizations and individuals. I'm at the table. I'm willing to compromise. Mm-hmm. And in the spirit of compromise, I've publicly stated, and I reiterate here again today, that I will support the legislation if my amendment is adopted.
There you go.
My amendment simply prohibits the federal government from discriminating against schools, businesses, and organizations based on their religious beliefs about same-sex marriage. That's all it does. My amendment prevents the Internal Revenue Service, among other things, from revoking the tax-exempt status of these charities and organizations simply because they act according to their beliefs about the divine purpose of marriage. It prevents the Department of Education from targeting schools with honor codes based on the fact that they've got provisions in their honor codes based on religious beliefs. It protects individuals from being denied business licenses or grants or other statuses based on their views about marriage. It protects Americans who wish to act according to their religious beliefs from being forced to abandon their God-given mandates to love, serve, and care for the poor, the orphan, and the refugee. If we allow the government to threaten their ability to do so, then the religious liberty of every American is in peril. As I said, Madam President, we must be willing to compromise to protect the interests of all. I urge my colleagues to support my amendment, which would assure that all Americans would have certain rights and that their religious beliefs and their moral convictions will be explicitly protected, and provide some comfort that Congress is not purposely passing laws that restrict the free exercise of religion.
Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
Now you would hope, if you were living in Keith's America, that none of that would happen.
Right. Well, we're not living in Keith's America, are we?
No, we are not.
No, we are not.
We are not. There's no question about that. How do you say no to that amendment? Why do you say no to that amendment? Why? Because you don't want religion protected?
Guess so.
You don't want their tax-exempt status protected?
You want to be able to go after them, right?
Really strange. Why? Because, as he said, I mean, when you read the amendment, it's hard to interpret it any other way than what he was portraying there. It just protected religion from being overturned, from being unconstitutionally separated from their status in this country. And they said, no, we don't want that.
Yeah, I mean, and it's not
Why?
just going to be religious organizations or churches. It's going to be cake makers, I mean, this is going to trickle down to everywhere.
And we've already had a lot of that.
Yeah,
Yes, we have.
And someone mentioned on Twitter last night, and I looked up the story, and I had forgotten about this, that Trump tried to lead an international effort 2019 to, hey, let's go ahead and make it so that homosexuality is decriminalized around the world. And Out Magazine at the time wrote an article saying, "Oh, this is what did they say? They said this is colonization, or this is white supremacy because you're imposing the beliefs of Western society and white America on brown cultures," or something like that. It was so insane because the example was Iran, where you can be put to death if you're found to be a homosexual.
Right.
And Donald Trump happened to be the one who was pushing to decriminalize homosexuality, so therefore it's bad. I mean, literally everything the man stood for.
God, that's amazing.
He got opposition on.
That is amazing. Where you cut off your nose to spite your face like that.
Madness.
Come on.
Absolute madness.
Wow. All right, let me tell you about Nugenix. You want to feel better? You want to feel more energy? You want to get your old self back?
I do.
I bet you do, as did I. You need to try Nugenix. This is the one that, what's-his-face, pushes on TV all the time. Thomas, Frank Thomas. Thank you.
Oh,
Frank
nice.
Thomas. Yeah, and it really does work. Nugenix Total T contains man-boosting key ingredients like testofen. It's been validated in 5 clinical studies, shown to boost free testosterone levels in men. Because Nugenix Total T boosts free testosterone, the aging process robs. You'll feel stronger, you'll get leaner with more energy and drive and more passion too. Your partner will notice the difference. While every product professes quality, of course, many other products use generic ingredients that are just far less than clinical grade. With Nugenix Total T, you get the same clinical potency levels used in the trials. You're going to love this. Now, get a complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T when you text UNLEASHED to 231231. Text now and get a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, their most powerful fat incinerator ever, with the key ingredients that will help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text UNLEASHED to 231231. UNLEASHED to 231231. Message and data rates may apply. Terms apply. Available at Nugenix.com/terms. Nugenix.com/terms, obviously.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. Outgoing House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
That feels good.
Great.
That feels good, right?
That outgoing House Speaker.
We're going to soon
Finally.
start referring to her just as Congresswoman Pelosi.
Of course, this happened before in 2010. Then she came right back. And that was a nightmare. So is this going to happen again?
Witches have that power.
Back again.
They can come back.
Yep. Unless you drop a house on them. And then...
Which,
I'm not recommending that.
By the way, you made the suggestion yesterday that Alyssa Milano should pop up over on The View and join the coven.
Right.
Apparently, she was on that show yesterday. People were making making it known to me.
It's a good call. I'm surprised that she would be a good fit for that.
And then somebody else said that, she's already been a witch. She played a natural role on Charmed.
Good point. It's a really good point.
But anyhow, so this witch here, what's her deal? What's going on with her?
Well, she's going to be the subject of a new HBO documentary, Pelosi in the House. Oh, that's adorable, isn't it? Pelosi in the house.
I see what they did there. That's real good.
Directed by her daughter, Alexandra. That'll start streaming on December 13th. I got to wait till the 13th.
I know.
That's like 2 weeks from now. I can't wait that long.
13 days. You can count down.
Put it in your calendar.
We'll put a little...
so you remember, because you don't want to forget.
All right.
We'll start
Is that
a Pelosi...
How much money did they make for that? I mean, this is what she was filming
right
on January 6th, right? Because it said that she was filming some documentary.
Yep, that was. Wasn't that a different one? It was this one? Mm-hmm. Okay. Pelosi in the house! Offers a candid, behind-the-scenes chronicle of the life and career of the first female Speaker of the House. Won't that be wonderful?
Yes.
Won't that be wonderful? I'll just sit there and watch with a smile on my face.
You'll probably rewind it. I don't know how many times.
I don't know how many times either. But, man.
How much money are we paying the Pelosi family?
Right.
Yeah, and they need it.
Documentary.
They need it. They're only worth, $100 million or something. So I'm glad they're getting some extra cash on the side,
right?
So they can continue to afford the Kraft ice cream that they buy.
Where can I? Where am I going to be able to view
HBO Max?
Oh wow, HBO money.
Do you have HBO Max?
What doesn't
you better get it? You better get it. You only got 2 weeks.
I already have it. Back off me.
All right, good.
Got everything.
As Breitbart News reported, CNN's Anderson Cooper 360 showed footage in October of Nancy saying she would happily go to jail for punching President Donald Trump in the face if he came to the Capitol building on January 6th. I hope he comes. I want to punch him out, she said. Brother. At the time, it was unclear where the mysterious video footage came from, but now we know.
So now, but you got to wait 13 days, so you need a Pelosi documentary advent calendar.
I do.
That's what you need.
I do. Well, today's the 30th, so is that exactly 14 days from today?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
It's on Tuesday the 13th. Yeah. So.
Okay, so it's not exactly.
Yeah, less than
13 days from now.
Look at there.
So it's a little bit better than I originally thought, but not much.
Excited. So I guess some good news you weren't expecting.
But still, it's too long. I wish it was today.
I hear you. Speaking of the Pelosi's, when are we going to get some more information on what's going on there?
That's
never.
Just done.
The NBC reporter has been suspended for
indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, when this is insanity.
He's not back yet.
No,
I've not looked at.
No,
but
Miguel. What is Amagero? Something like that. Almagero. Yeah. Anyway, Miguel still suspended. I believe.
And isn't that interesting?
And all he did was report the truth.
Right.
And the what are they called? Facts of the case.
Right.
And that got him suspended. That's unbelievable.
Oh, it's
been verified.
We got a new judge in the case. You always know what that means. Come on.
Man.
Here we go. We gotta get it on the docket of a friendly judge.
Absolutely.
Right.
I gotta look up the.
So a new judge.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that judge will make sure that none of the facts are available to the public. I wonder if it'll all be sealed away from our prying eyes.
Oh. Completely unrelated story. San Francisco passed this, this ordinance or whatever, where the police could start tapping into live feeds of home security cameras in San Francisco. No violation there, privacy. But that went into effect before this attack. Wow. So there's plenty of footage that the police have access to there in San Francisco.
No doubt.
We have activated that.
Let's see it.
That's
Of course
amazing, though.
It sure is. So we'd be able to go into your Ring camera and then have a robot show up and shoot you. Awesome.
Nice.
I love San
Nice.
Francisco.
San Francisco, great.
I love San
And
Francisco.
once you're shot, you'll fall into a pile of human poop.
Wait, what?
That's been there for 3 weeks.
Pat
Chew the
Gray
fat next.
Unleashed. Glenn Beck.
We're not talking politics. We're talking right or wrong. That's it. And these are really easy things. The Satanic Temple wants to do their ritualistic abortions. I'm going to say no.
Some tweets here. Mr. Sean's tweets regarding Stanford's attack on BYU. When you attack someone's religious beliefs, you not only dishonor theirs, you dishonor your own. Respect the lost art. Absolutely. From Noble Giblets, or maybe they mean Nobel.
Oh, yeah.
Giblets. I'm sure Sam Britton, they're speaking of, will issue a statement that he deeply regrets, yada, 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 blah, 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 blah. And this too will go away. I deeply regret the mistake I made picking. It looked just like my $2,300 bag.
Right. Well, the trial is sometime, you said the 16th, right, of this month? And then
19th.
It's a felony. And so there is prison time could happen with a $10,000 fine.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I mean, it won't.
No,
but
it's going to be probation, pay the fine, here's
Yeah.
your luggage, get out of here.
Yeah. Some kind of
was a
service. They'll make you do
mistake, yeah.
community service or something.
I don't want
And
him.
he can dress up as a dog and go walk around and pick up trash somewhere. That's great. Whatever.
That would be good.
Yeah, that's fine.
that'd be good. From Don't Jump. The Biden economy isn't even working for the staffers inside the White House. Yeah, because they have to steal luggage. That's great. That one had a great point. Racket. What a great point.
Hey, boy.
Do it, Keith. Do the Jim
Come
Rome.
on.
What
do you mean?
Come on, do it.
Okay.
Go ahead, do it. Do
We're
it.
waiting for it.
Racket. That's great. What a great tweet. Sorry.
See?
No,
good,
thank
Jim
you.
Rome. It's good, Jim Rome. From Adrian Slade Show. If you're looking to commit a crime, be sure to register as a Democrat.
Oh.
That's a good safety
Okay.
tip. That really is. From Toothpaste Words, get the government out of marriage.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And pretty much everything else. Everything the government touches goes right down in flames. Absolutely. Fury and energy. While I'm not exactly an advocate of organized religion, I still believe it's an inalienable right to practice. The bill has nothing to do with gay marriage. It's about abolishing religion. Churches will not exist in America within a decade. I mean, that's what I think that's what they're going for.
I don't like the way that sounds.
No, I don't either. I don't either.
I can't believe I'm going to say
You're a
this.
big defender of religion, are you?
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think I would rather live in Keith's world.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I know that
Yeah,
is.
you're welcome.
Yeah.
Come on over to My America. We got a place for you.
All right. Let's chew the fat with Jeffy.
All right, let's go.
In just a minute.
I know, but I'm ready.
So, however long this thing is.
We got to put this in like a squeeze box.
Right. We need to
Right,
speed this
right.
up. We need to play it about 2 or 3 times faster.
No, you never want to deny the people
That's
the chance
true.
to hear
Yeah,
this and
that's true.
soak it in its entirety.
No.
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 My word.
I don't know if you've seen this, but there's a car commercial.
Okay, that's good to know. Good to know. I'll be sure to look for
It
it.
better not be a Nissan car commercial. I'll tell you that because I'd be really angry. At
No, I
that.
think that's what it is. I
Oh,
think
really?
it is a Nissan.
Oh,
Yeah.
darn it.
Yeah, it's a Nissan car commercial. All right.
All right, it's done.
Not yet.
Not yet.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. All right.
All right, there we
Time
go.
to chew the fat,
There we
Jeff.
go. All right. So it's the holiday season. I woke up this morning though. I was so angry. Didn't everybody wake up with like millions of ants in their tub this morning?
Oh, God.
I was so mad.
No.
I'm walking in the
No.
bathroom this morning and there's like 8 million ants.
And they're cold, bro.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Did you have like sugar in the
Why
bathtub
do we
or
even
something?
why do we even have tubs anyway? That's the dumbest thing in America. I don't
Well,
understand.
some of us can still
all these
fit in
stupid,
them.
All these. Well, first of all, I can fit
Whoa.
in my tub. All right.
Okay, Mr. Taft.
I just don't understand. Nobody uses them.
Yeah.
We all take showers. We all want the big showers. All the
Some people like to
designers
soak in a
and
tub still. There's some.
Sometimes.
Okay.
On occasion,
Yeah.
right?
All right.
You have to clean it out, though. I mean, it's a project. Yeah.
It is.
Stupid.
It is.
Stupid. Anyway, the holiday season.
It's
here.
stupid
It's time.
because there's ants in his. That's why it's stupid. Wait, a holiday. Yeah, here we are. Christmas
The
time.
lighting of the Christmas tree at Rockefeller Center tonight.
All right.
90-year tradition in Midtown Manhattan. This year,
Who's going to be there? Who will be there?
Well, I mean, it's going to be a huge show on
I bet.
NBC and Peacock. But,
Okay.
I mean, everyone's going to be there. And I know that what's her face, Hoda.
Hoda.
will be there. Will be
Cotby?
hosting.
Hoda Cotby?
Hoda,
Wow.
Hoda will be.
It's great. I
hosting.
love
That
it when
would be
Hoda
awesome.
hosts things.
Oh man, she is awesome. This
great.
year's tree is an
Cotby Christmas.
82-foot
82
tall,
feet.
50-foot wide Norway spruce
All right.
from Queensbury, New York.
That's a big tree.
They're going to put up a 900-pound star with 3 million Swarovski crystals.
A 900-pound star? Really?
How wide is it again?
50 foot wide, Norway?
50 foot wide and
With
900
82
pounds.
feet. 82 feet tall.
50,000. Yeah, this is this year's tree.
We fit it in this room.
Jeez.
every
prior
day.
to cutting down with 50,000 multicolored LED lights. Last year,
Nice.
this year spits on last year.
Yeah.
Last year was only 79 feet.
That's
What year was it like that
What an
anemic one?
embarrassment.
It was
That was
2020.
like 2 or
wasn't
3
it?
years ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was the twin.
they had to bring in fake limbs and stuff and put on it. Yeah, it was really bad. They put it up. They put it up, and everybody was like, "Hey,
Hey, Charlie
that's
Brown
not
called.
really looking too good."
Charlie Brown wants his Christmas tree back.
So they just put in fake limbs. It was awesome. Yeah. Anyway, you can catch it on NBC and Peacock.
And
Whether-
you don't know the stars
I don't
that are
have the
performing
list of all the
at
people that are there.
extravaganza?
You don't need
but
stars
they're-
if you got Hoda.
But they're
That's
but
true.
Hoda, but they're all. I mean, they're having obviously big names for the extravaganza of the tree lighting. But the weather's going to be really bad.
Oh, really?
They're looking at bad weather. So
Rain,
they're saying,
snow?
yeah.
What?
So they're looking at. Well, they're calling it inclement weather.
Okay.
So they're saying, you can show up if you want, but maybe just watch it on TV.
Okay. That's
just
what I'll
don't show
do.
up.
I will not be showing up tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Or watching it on TV.
I'm gonna.
probably watching
I'm
it.
going to be watching it.
Sure
I'm
you
going to be watching the tree lighting and enjoying my holiday spam figgy pudding. Man, Spam has a new holiday figgy pudding, which brings a blend of warm spices and seasonal ingredients that will be the star.
Doesn't that
of
sound
many
delicious?
wintertime recipe favorites.
Look at that.
Cinnamon and nutmeg combined with fig and orange flavors. Yum.
Now,
Yum.
we make fun, but I bet if you barbecued that,
Probably
would
pretty
be
good.
surprisingly
It'd probably be
okay.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, everybody has
Wouldn't
a
be like, you don't have steak on that stick, but it would probably taste
I mean,
decent.
spam's okay every
Yeah.
now and then.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to have a can in the
I mean, it's
pantry.
pork shoulder and ham.
Right.
Right?
Pork shoulder.
It is pork shoulder and
The
ham.
dinner bell's ringing for that
It
pork
sure is.
shoulder.
Last year, Merriam-Webster named vaccine as the word of the year. 2020 was pandemic. This year, a word that means
Boosted.
downright deceitful, manipulating, misleading. No, it isn't Biden. It's gaslighting. The word of the year, gaslighting.
Yeah, people use that all the time now.
All right.
And it seems like a kind of new thing, doesn't it?
I mean-
I don't remember people saying gaslighting all the time years ago.
Merriam-Webster says searches for the definition of the word on its website was up 1,740% in 2022. So
It's because it wasn't
congratulations.
used much before. Then all of a sudden, everybody starts using, you're
gaslighting.
gaslighting.
Stop gaslighting me.
You gaslight. Hey, stop your gaslighting. What? All right.
I mean, it's psychological manipulation, Pat.
That's
so
what it is. Yeah. So
be careful out there.
Which is,
Congratulations.
a good example of it is the FDA saying, we didn't say you shouldn't take ivermectin.
Right.
We just were saying it's a suggestion. You're not a horse.
They were gaslighting us, Keith.
Precisely.
That's what they were doing was gaslighting. Stop gaslighting us. All right. So I think we used it enough to own it.
It's ours.
we
Yeah,
own
it's
it
ours.
now.
It's the word of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I have good news and bad news surrounding Bob Dylan's latest book, Philosophy of Modern Song, published by Simon & Schuster. Mm-hmm. So the bad news...
Dylan must be in his 80s now, right?
81.
81. Wow.
Yeah, 81. The bad news is some of you that purchased the autographed copy that was advertised as hand-signed.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't hand-signed?
It was not so much. No.
Ah! How did I get that?
I know.
Why?
I know. Bob posted on his Facebook page, I've been made aware that there's some controversy about signatures on my recent artwork prints on the limited edition of Philosophy of Modern Song. And I've hand-signed each one. And he said, I had a bad case of vertigo. It continued into the pandemic years. It takes a crew of 5 working in close quarters with me to enable these signing sessions. So it wasn't a safe, workable environment during the pandemic.
What?
So they said, hey, you can use this machine and we'll just hand sign it for you.
Wait, you need
we
5
use
people?
auto pen. Right.
Wait, was
5
somebody
people.
handing it? Okay, so here it is. We got the guy holds it, hands it to the
Opens
guy.
it.
Yeah, so they hands it to him, and then you got to have somebody come in and hold their hand, so you don't want the paper moving, right, when he's signing it. Mm-hmm. Oh, my God.
Yeah, because he can't do that on his
can't,
own.
right.
That was
Somebody's
No,
got to
you
hand
can't
him,
do it.
Somebody's got to
You
hand
can't
him
do
the
that.
marker. I mean,
right.
The books have to be brought in, Reeboks. I mean, okay, whatever. So anyway, it was an error in judgment for him to use the auto pen, and he wants to rectify it. And
what's he going to do?
well,
Refund all the money?
Simon & Schuster said that's what the good news is.
I'm good.
Simon & Schuster said, hey, we're going to go ahead and refund everyone immediately. You get your money back.
Wow.
Pretty sweet. Now, you think, wow, I mean, and you get to keep the book? I mean, that's pretty sweet. The people who paid for this, $599. $599.
No wonder they're getting their money back.
For
$600 to get the signature?
to have a hand-signed book from Bob.
And it wasn't hand signed.
It was auto-penned.
Oh, that's great. They're getting their money back.
Yeah, people were pissed. They were looking at the different signatures. I guess there were like 17 different auto pen signatures that they used. And people were like, hey, that looks like mine. That looks like mine.
Wow. By the way, this might be a good place to say this. Speaking of scams, we were made aware recently of the established titles thing, the Scottish titles.
The Lords and whatever. Yeah.
You really didn't own, where they said you own this little piece of little plot of land, and we give you a Scottish title of
Correct.
Lord or Lady. And what was the third thing you got to do?
plant trees and stuff.
Oh yeah, and then,
plant
they
trees,
plant plant the tree. You don't own the land. You don't really have a title, and they don't plant trees. So
It seems like they.
And I think what
they
really
weren't
was the
doing
red
what they
flag
said.
is when we said, "I don't want to be near Jeffy."
Right.
And they didn't understand the
yeah,
request.
they're like, wait, what? So anyway, we've canceled that.
I mean, good.
Cancel that. Stop that. Didn't do.
Good.
I guess I didn't do enough looking into that at the very beginning.
Yeah, but I mean, I
Trusted
can't
him.
believe that. Right.
Yeah.
You figure that it's okay, right?
Yeah.
And plus,
Yep.
you think maybe even if it was one of the 3 things that they didn't do, you make it right.
Yeah,
They don't do any of it.
I figured it probably wasn't okay. You're not really nobility when they
Right.
send you the title of Lord.
Right. You have the certificate.
You know that.
Yes, we have the
right?
certificate.
Yeah.
And that's the deal. You
Right.
are the Lord. It says so on that piece of paper.
But when you're not doing any of the things that you say you're doing, then I'm sorry.
That
No,
seems
we
to be a
can't-
little
can't
bit
support
of a
that.
problem. Mm-hmm. Be sure to subscribe to my daily show, Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher, available wherever you get your podcast. Please, thank you. Great football. We started out a little bit talking about some Thanksgiving weekend football, NFL, college, even a little World Cup thrown in there.
Oh yeah.
Yesterday's World Cup, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
At least
God.
we
It was a
won.
blowout.
Boy,
Blowout.
we did win.
Yeah.
And we did win.
Insurmountable lead at the very
But it
beginning.
wasn't
Of
insurmountable.
a 1-0.
It wasn't.
No, it was
insurmountable.
because they couldn't surmount
No,
it.
it was.
They did not surmount it.
It wasn't. No, it wasn't insurmountable. That last
Flurry.
it's just
when they almost scored on us.
Almost give you a heart
Oh,
attack.
did they almost score on us?
Yeah, it went through the goalie's legs.
They came up and
we had a guy right there at the goal kick it out.
rolled through the goalie's legs, and it was like
man.
slow motion. No! And we had one of our defensive guys who was awesome come back through and kick it out of there. I mean, it was close.
And our guy got his it's called a pelvic contusion on a goal.
And he's in the hospital.
He's in the hospital, yeah. But
no, he's going to play, though. He's fine.
Yeah, he says he's going to play Saturday.
So Saturday morning, yep. They play, I think, at 10 a.m. Eastern, if I'm not
against
mistaken.
the Netherlands.
Okay. So did you see the Iranian guy act like he got really hurt and just rolling around? I mean, it's soccer. I got it. Well, someone
That's what they do.
Right. So someone had sent me a video yesterday, not from that game, but can we play this soccer
Just
video?
indicative of what happens in soccer.
So this guy fakes this injury.
Did you see that brutal attack
he's
on his leg?
Look at that, dude. He
hurts. He's hurting right now. Somebody get that guy some morphine. Oh, no, wait. Okay, I guess he's all right.
Oh, we scored a goal? I can go celebrate. I'm healthy enough to celebrate. I mean, that's soccer for you right there.
Oh, that is pathetic.
He wasn't
Watch
even
this.
kicked.
Watch.
Goes down.
That's what the Iranian guy was doing for much longer yesterday until he walked off the field just fine.
Oh, that's embarrassing. Stop it.
I mean, we saw it happen in the Green Bay game this week against Philadelphia, right? Guys, I just fall down so we can stop the clock. We'll stop the clock and we can...
Yeah, but then you can get that
That's the thing about
10-second
soccer.
runoff.
You don't get to stop the clock in soccer. It just goes on forever.
Right. That's right. So anyway, I was looking at the ratings for the NFL on Thanksgiving. Through the roof.
I know.
The Buffalo Bills game, which was the early Thanksgiving game, set a record, averaged 31.6 million, peaked at 41.981 million viewers.
Wow.
The night game between the New England Patriots and the Minnesota Vikings averaged 25.9 million. That's the highest audience for a Thanksgiving night contest. Although the second highest, not the first. The first was 2015, Bears in Green Bay at 27.8. And so I guess people had enough because the afternoon game between the Giants and the Dallas Cowboys, most watched NFL regular season game on record, averaged 42 million viewers, according to...
Where did it peak? Do we have that number?
Yeah, it peaked at...
That's okay.
No, I thought I had it here, but I guess I don't. No. But it averaged 42 million, so it had to... I mean, that's
something else.
That is something. And then you get to college. I had the Michigan-Ohio State game was 17 million for the college game.
Wow.
Peaked at 19.6 million. So that's the most watched regular season college football game in network history. We talked a little bit about BYU and Mizzou going to bowl games, but Nebraska's got the big deal. They got the new coach coming in.
Yeah. I mean, it was a great press conference. It was a great press conference.
8-year contract, $74 million, 90% guaranteed.
Yeah, he's going to make $9.25 million a year.
You're welcome, Panthers.
Woo.
I know.
You're welcome, Carolina.
It's a good gig. It's tough to turn down.
Yeah, and most of it's guaranteed. Guaranteed.
Yeah, 90%.
No matter what happens, he's going to make that money. Wow, that's nice. Good gig if you can get it.
No doubt about it.
More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Couple of tweets here. Postmaster Jeffy tweets, how many carbon offset credits in New York City is New York City buying for the privilege of cutting down an 82-foot climate-fixing Christmas tree?
Thank you.
Somebody else makes the point, too. Sarah, wait. You mean to tell me they're cutting down a tree just for decoration? What about climate change?
Hey.
A lot of people are angry about that, and they argue about that every year. But they claim that these trees would have to come down anyway. And
what?
So,
why?
Because they're too big. Okay.
You ever seen a sequoia? A little bit bigger.
Do we have those for Christmas?
No,
do we
don't.
use those?
No.
Well,
not unless you have a...
Do we use sequoias for decorations?
If you have a vaulted roof that can handle it, yeah.
Wow.
I got a 500-foot cathedral ceiling in my living room.
Hang on, I'm gonna do a Google image search for sequoia Christmas tree. Let's see.
All right.
See if it's ever been done on any level whatsoever.
I'm sure somebody wraps the lights around it out there in the forest.
Not finding anything.
No.
Yet.
That's weird.
That's weird. No one has a 500-foot
Nobody's done
vaulted
that?
ceiling.
Come on.
Elon Musk. It's got to.
What a bunch of babies we are that nobody's tried that. Come on. Get with the program here. All right, yesterday, we're going to play this Biden stuff for you. Yesterday, the president told a crowd again.
He's fun.
And, he lies about his life all the time.
You call them lies. We call them folksy.
Okay, there's
folksy tales.
He tells these folksy tales that just have no basis in reality over and over and over and over. And the press just thinks it's charming, I guess. Because, again, yesterday, he told the crowd he could have been an All-American running back.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, thanks. Thank you, Jeffrey, for your introduction. I really mean it. It's a big deal. And you're a big guy.
It's a big deal.
And you're a big guy. As I told you, if I had you running in front of me when I was playing flanker back, I could have been an All-American, man.
Flanker back.
Could have been big. Could have been big.
Did the guy even play football?
Yeah, I think he played
college?
Briefly as a freshman, and then he quit, right? Did he even make it through the first season?
I don't know, but anytime that you hear someone say they played flanker back, I feel like that was quite some time ago.
That was a while ago.
Yes.
I could have been in a Hall of Fame flanker back.
Right.
If I had this guy.
I used to wear helmets without face. They were just leather caps. Okay. Thank you.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing.
It is.
So he was a trucker.
Yeah.
He was a lumberjack. He was an all-star football player. There's nothing this guy hasn't. Has he told us yet that he was once an astronaut? He should throw that into your rotation. There.
That might be coming up.
Rotation
though.
of lies.
That might be coming up because we're talking about colonizing the moon, and we've got the deals coming up with SpaceX.
There'll be some opportunities
NASA.
for him to tell that tale.
That absolutely will happen.
I remember when I was an astronaut at NASA.
That absolutely will happen.
I had to stop because people wanted me to be president.
Oh, my gosh.
So,
hang on a second.
That's why I didn't go to the moon.
Where did he... Hang on. Because didn't he claim to play for the Delaware Blue Hens?
Yeah, I think so. University of Delaware.
I don't even think that's where he played.
I don't think so either. It was Delaware State or something.
Oh, this guy sucks on so many levels. You can't even keep. It's lie on top of lie. You have to peel back lie onion. It's like an onion skin. You're just peeling them back, man. Mm-hmm. Oh, this guy sucks.
And he gets away with it with the press. Meanwhile, Kevin McCarthy met with Biden and discussed immigration because surely Joe is going to get something meaningful done at the U.S. border with Mexico, right? He's just waiting for the exact right time.
Right.
But here's that.
I invited the president to go to the border with me. I explained to the president, he asked me about the border, so I told him about my current trip. Just in El Paso, on one overhang of a freeway, 70,000 people have come across in the last 7 weeks.
And
if we would
your point,
send people back,
send back them
to the country that they came from, the border agents would tell you they stopped coming. The border agents themselves are cut short, that there's not enough of them, that they're sitting and working the job as processing. We could have somebody else do that job so they could be out front. I explained to the president what I saw, where you could see the videos of these cartels literally shooting tracers at our National Guard. A woman hung because she didn't pay the cartel. Her feet cut off, put on fire. That the cartel is controlling as you watch them across. But I also explained to him what's happening when it comes to fentanyl. There's not just any city. Every city today is now a border city.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fact. Now, if I like to see that kind of conviction from Kevin McCarthy, are we going to see that when they actually take office?
No.
When they take power? And, and if you can't get meaningful reform in that aspect, then I say just shut down the government. You know what? Just, we're not spending any more money. We're shutting this place down if you can't work with us on common sense stuff like this.
And we're the only ones that are expected to put up with this.
We sure are.
I mean, I keep thinking back to the Felipe Calderon interview that he did with, I think it was Wolf Blitzer. And Wolf was asking him, okay, so you guys You guys just let people come into your country when they sneak in illegally?
No, they need to fulfill a form.
Oh.
They need to establish their right name. We analyze if they have not criminal precedents.
Do Mexican police go around asking for papers of people they suspect are illegal immigrants?
Of course.
If somebody sneaks in from Nicaragua or some other country in Central America through the southern border of Mexico, they wind up in Mexico, they can go get a job, they can work.
No.
If somebody do that without permissions, we send back them.
We sent back them.
That's awesome.
I know. The hypocrisy is just staggering.
That's awesome.
And they still expect that to continue. Right? We just take it.
Without the permission.
With the permissions. No permissions. No. We send back them. Huh. No. That's interesting.
The police just stop people with papers? Of course.
Yeah, they got to have papers. They got to be legal. And also, I think, can foreigners own property in Mexico? I think that's a tough process.
No. You've got to prove your income.
Yeah. Right.
You've got to prove that you are worthy of invitation into their country before they let you settle down in there.
Or we send back you.
So
that's not optimal. That's suboptimal, really.
Well.
Also, yesterday we discussed the really weird deaths of 2 crypto bosses. Now there's been a third. Morgan Stanley, trader and co-founder of the $3 billion cryptocurrency firm Amber Group, of course, TT Calander 30, died in his sleep. We told you about that. We told you about Nikolai Masijan, who was found dead a few weeks ago from an apparent drowning. That was just days after warning the CIA and Mossad, pedo elite, were going to kill him. Okay, then, sure enough, he wound up dead. Now there's been a freaky helicopter crash involving another crypto guy. This one, Vyacheslav Taran. He's 50. He was 53.
I never trusted him.
Did really?
I never trusted.
Velasichev.
Yeah.
Slav.
Yeah.
Ukraine doesn't trust him either.
And he had the investing platform Libertex. He died in a helicopter crash. It was a perfectly beautiful day. There was no weather issue. And for some reason, they went down in the side of a mountain. I don't know. Kind of weird.
Well, a lot of times mountains just pop up.
Yeah, you don't know about them.
Also, hey, where did that come from?
Whoa. That one just jumped right up in front of us. So that crash killed him in good, clear weather. And another passenger reportedly canceled last minute, which is interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? I
got a
not
thing.
going to be able to make it. A thing just came up.
What is it you got to go to?
A thing that's a really complicated thing. So you guys just go ahead.
Should we just hold the chopper
you go ahead
for a
without
bit?
me. Go ahead without me. I'll catch up. Okay, I'm going to get a train tomorrow.
No, we're on an island.
I know, but there's
train?
It's a new thing. It's...
We can
trains.
We can totally wait.
Yeah. Oh no, I wish you would, but you can't. I can't let you do it.
All right. See.
Can't let you do it.
Or not. I'll see you later or not. Yeah, this is very interesting. Weird. This might be connected to Ukraine, actually.
Yeah. It's definitely suspicious.
Yeah, because the investigator there says they're not ruling out a third party as a part of this, and apparently Ukraine thinks he has ties to Russian financing. So I don't know. It's very suspicious, obviously, one way or another.
And how many Russian oligarchs have died since the war began in Ukraine? A lot.
But you get these guys out of the way, you're really clearing out the field for the coming digital dollar, the central bank digital currency that they're just waiting to pin us in with.
And it's coming. I mean, they've got all their ducks in a row now for that. For that to happen. They've cleared the way.
So we had the die in the sleep, we had the drowning, we had the helicopter crash. It'd be interesting to see what the next one is.
And remember the problem with the Russian oligarchs, the really rich billionaire Russians falling out windows? They should really stay away from windows. Because a lot of them have opened the windows, and I guess they're looking at the view, and oopsie daisies! Oh. I fell 8 stories on top of my head. Dang it! And you're dead.
It's not good.
No, it's not.
No, that is definitely suboptimal.
It is suboptimal. It definitely is. It's so obvious that there's something going on, and but whatever. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Here's kind of a strange thing, too. Biden's Secret Service rental vehicles burst into flame after he left the Nantucket vacation. Huh. That's weird.
Yeah,
that happens. There's
weird.
another thing you see all the time.
All the time. Right.
There's a couple of vehicles that you rented burst into flame after you returned them.
Right. I mean, so I don't know what alleged here. It's really just weird.
It is weird.
The cars, I'm sure, were rented before on Nantucket.
Yeah, and they didn't burst into flame when they were returned.
And like you said, the rental cars burst into flames all the time.
All the time. Yeah, if I've seen it once. You
drive by those rent-a-car places by the airport.
I don't think you finished your thought.
Always
seen it
fire
once.
trucks.
Well, you know the rest, right? If you've seen it once, I don't have to fill that out.
Okay. All right. I thought there was more.
That whole Nantucket thing was weird. The whole
what do you think that is? Because if you put the picture
back
up, the whole visit, yeah. It's hard to tell where this fire started. I looked for an update this morning. I didn't see one.
Be a burning of evidence somehow?
Well, no, I'm just saying. Go ahead. What?
No, I mean, what evidence?
I don't know. It looks like it's at the front of the car there. I was wondering if maybe somebody left a lit cigarette inside, but no, it's the engine.
Yeah.
I want to know, because this is Hertz. Remember, Hertz got a whole bunch of Teslas.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know if this is some sort of EV issue here.
It might be.
Maybe.
Yeah. It definitely could be an EV issue. I mean, we've got plenty of places that don't want you parking in parking garages with your electric vehicles.
Right. Because they burst into flame.
Burn, yeah.
You can't get the emergency
there's no way
vehicles
putting them out.
down.
Yeah.
So the Secret Service rented 5 vehicles from Hertz, and
oh no, what?
This is unreal. And all 5 of them caught fire in the parking lot.
Oh, it's not just those 2 in that picture.
5.
Oh wow, I didn't see that.
Why?
That's a heck of a cigarette.
Were they just too close proximity, or maybe 5 separate fires? I don't know. But the fact that they were that close to the president of the United States, and an hour later, they're like, poof.
Yeah, Chevy Suburban, Ford Explorer.
So they weren't Teslas. I don't know.
Infiniti QX80, Ford Expedition, and a Jeep Gladiator all went up in flames.
Okay, so it's not an EV issue.
But it is interesting. It could possible that they were in close proximity to each other.
And
so
one caught the other on fire.
Right.
It is possible, but that's not how they're presenting it. I mean, they're presenting it as all 5 just spontaneously burst into flame. I don't know. Maybe they were all supposed to burn in the fires of hell, and that just came a little late.
That's possible.
That's possible. Maybe that's what it was.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
Just delayed a little too long there. It's like, no, go ahead. Let's have them burn in the fires of hell. They're already gone. Darn it.
God.
Darn it.
Shoot.
All right. If you're not fully prepared for all the things we're talking about, the cashless society, the diesel fuel shortage, the potential train strike, there are so many things that can disrupt our food chain that you got to take some precautions. And something that would be brilliant of you to do is to go to My Patriot Supply today. MyPatriotSupply.com. You're going to save 25% on a 4-week emergency food kit. Now, if the shortages come, you are going to be really glad that you took care of this little detail. The kit provides an abundance of high-calorie breakfasts, lunches, dinners, drinks, and snacks. Stay fresh for up to 25 years. You just check this off your list of things you really should be doing right now to prepare for the future. And then maybe there's no shortage, but maybe there's something else that comes up somewhere down the line. This is just a really good safety tip. Have emergency food on hand. Act now. Save 25% today on the food you'll need tomorrow at MyPatriotSupply.com.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Traffic and weather together every 3 minutes on the twos, all morning long to get you there in one piece. And on time, of course. Got a tweet here from Kraz76. Watching soccer is like is like watching Fetterman complete a sentence. It is.
It's not, though.
It is.
No,
it's
not.
frustrating like that. That's exactly how I feel about it. So frustrating. You kick the ball, they kick it back the other way, you kick it back the other way again, then they kick it.
That is literally, I love the Simpsons episode where they're at the soccer match and the announcer's like, halfback passes to center, center to halfback. Halfback passes to halfback, halfback to center. That's your game.
That's your game. And you kick it back behind the halfway line or whatever.
That's when it gets exciting.
That's when it gets
when
exciting.
When it crosses that line, it's game on.
It's game on. Except you kicked it away further from your goal. What do you? I mean, I know you're resetting.
Thank you.
I know.
Okay. Well, you say you know, but it sounds like you don't.
Excruciatingly boring.
I can't believe how much of this tournament I've actually watched.
You actually have watched the games?
Haven't necessarily sat down and watched. I have to be doing something else. Like football, I can just sit there and watch. I don't care who's playing. Soccer, it's on.
Yeah.
It's on.
Wow.
What, Jeffy, is that not good enough? They're in the knockout round now, Pat. So now you have to win. Yep. They're in the final 16. So they got to win how many more games? 4 more times.
Now they could do it.
So they got to beat the Netherlands, right?
First up.
We've never won a World Cup, have we? I don't think the U.S. has ever won a World Cup.
I don't know the answer to that
question.
We
beat England in 1950 in a World Cup, but
thanks.
But I don't think that was for the.
Kayla chimed in my ear. The women have, yes, we know, and then they promptly disrobed on the field.
I will say that less people watch the women's than watch the men.
What? I won't hear of it.
No, how dare you?
Pay.
How dare you say that? How dare you say the truth? Don't ever speak the truth about this particular issue in soccer again. Don't ever do it again.
Right.
Don't do it, dude.
Congratulations to the women's soccer team, and they deserve to be paid so much money.
So much.
Yeah,
they
more
deserve to
than
be
the
paid.
men.
Absolutely, they deserve to be paid.
Say it.
Yeah, say it, man.
They deserve to be paid more than the men.
Okay. Say it again. Say it like you mean it.
Nah, we're good.
Say it!
You know what? I will say this, that the women's soccer team deserves to be paid more than men.
Thank you.
You all right with that?
Jeff Fisher.
All right.
Thank you. Right.
You believe it?
Exactly. No.
I thought the second one came off pretty good.
Extreme, ultra, mega trickle down destroyer of democracy tweets.
All right. I like it.
With Joe Biden, lies are just friends he hasn't met yet. Oh,
okay.
All right.
That's true. That's a good
Is that
line.
a country song?
Yeah, no kidding.
Squatching Duck tweets, Joe must have had to leave his flanker back position because that horrible asthma that got him the 5 draft deferments. Ooh, did he get 5 draft deferments?
I don't know.
I didn't know that.
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know that I ever heard that.
Let's see. Fact check.
Biden
received
5 deferments on military service.
Okay, hang on. Just looking here. For what this is worth from the USA Today, our rating true. Based on our research, the claim that Biden received 5 draft deferments is true. He was granted 5 deferments as a student before he received a medical exemption for asthma.
Oh, my.
So, okay. Similarly, Trump was granted
That's awesome. So that's why he was no good at flanker back. It didn't matter who was blocking for him. It was the asthma.
No, he was good. He could have been an All-American, though. I mean, he was that good that, he was at the University of Delaware or Delaware State or whatever. And
when you think of football,
you think Delaware.
You think of Delaware.
You really do. You think the
Blue Hens.
The Mud Hens. Or
Blue Hens.
Blue Hens?
The Mud Hens are the Detroit Tiger
minor league
baseball team.
Really?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we had this moment.
Toledo, right?
I'd be besmirching the Toledo.
No, I never would. I never would. Have you guys read about this Trump dinner with Ye the other night?
Yep.
I guess it was a couple of days before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Trump planned this private dinner with an old friend, Ye. Kanye West, the artist formerly known as Kanye West. They arranged to break bread Tuesday night at Trump's Mar-a-Lago club in Florida after weeks of private phone conversations as Ye lost really lucrative sponsorships. And, I mean, people are boycotting him over this anti-Semitic thing. But they think Trump might have been walking into a trap, one that leveraged his own penchant for spectacle and showmanship against him. Ye arrived with 3 guests, including white nationalist and anti-Semite Nick Fuentes. Now, they're speculating that Ye was trying to do this, that this was his purpose, to taint Trump because Ye is going to run for president. So that explains the little discussion Trump had about Kanye last week, which was not pleasant for Kanye.
And it sets up, that's what Turtle
Boy yesterday,
about yesterday.
Saying if you've met with a white supremacist, I don't think you should be president of the United States.
And of course, Trump says, I didn't know who this guy was. Nick Fuentes. I mean, I guess you must know every dinner, every single dinner guest.
I invited Ye, an anti-Semite. So
he invited Ye. Ye invited Fuentes. And then when Trump came out to get him and welcomed everybody, he just said, all right, Ye, let's go back and have some dinner. Well, I want this guy to come with me. And so just graciously, he said, okay,
whatever.
Bring your guest, whatever. And apparently there are some interesting issues discussed at the table.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds like a no-holds-bar kind of thing. Ye criticized Trump at the dinner for not doing enough to help pay the legal bills of those arrested for the January 6th riots. He also told Trump that he might run for president against him and said instead of Trump running for president, he should be his running mate. No, that, oh my God.
I think that was probably the original premise of the whole meeting was probably Trump was going to talk to him about
running with him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I mean, that's just my suspicion.
And it says all of which angered the former. You got to believe blood was shooting from his eyes. So he started criticizing Kim Kardashian, his ex-wife.
What are you doing?
And so the whole thing was kind of a mess on both sides.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
That divorce was just finalized yesterday.
Right.
They filed for divorce way before Brady and Giselle did.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard the latest theory that maybe the FTX collapse and the divorce. Jeffy isn't familiar with this theory.
With Brady?
Yeah, we've discussed it here where basically maybe it wasn't football. Maybe it was a separation of assets and they were trying to...
Maybe.
And it's a quick divorce, man.
Maybe. Yeah. But the love affair, I think, between Trump and Ye...
It does sound tainted.
Seems to be a little bit over. Yeah. More coming up. What I'm talking about. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. You know what it's time for? It's time for my favorite Christmas song of, of all time.
Oh, no.
This is from the Believe soundtrack.
Okay.
Go tell it on the mountain, over the hills and everywhere. Go tell it on the mountain, that Jesus Christ is born.
Favorite Christmas song?
Go. I maintain to this day, yes, the lyrics would somewhat be related to Christmas, but that's not a Christmas song. Does it? Who says every year? You know what I want to hear right now is go tell it on the mountain. Because that's a good one.
So is that more or less a Christmas song than Die Hard be more or less a Christmas movie?
Because it is more. It's more than Die Hard being a Christmas movie.
Wow.
I will say that. That much I will say.
I mean, it's a classic Christmas tale.
No,
Die
it's
Hard.
not.
And I don't know who sent this to me, but God bless you. Thank you. It's the Christmas countdown. Hans Gruber falling from the building.
I know, that's
here.
awesome. The day
you
count to
got to
Christmas.
count it down here
because
it's got these stories, you know.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so there we go.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Nakatomi Plaza. So
Nakatomi
So
Plaza.
it's 24 days. So we're not quite ready to watch Hans fall, but we're getting there.
We're getting there.
Tomorrow or a couple of days from now.
How many days do you have?
It's 24.
Okay.
Oh, a little magnet. That's cool. Anyway, so thank you, whoever sent this in. Appreciate the gift
a couple
from
of things sent in. We also got a gift that we didn't have any information as to who sent us the gift. Really cool thing, though. It was a guitar clock that you hang on the wall, which is proudly hanging on mine now.
Oh, ML721721.
Sent that.
Sent
okay,
that
but we
to
didn't
you.
know that at the time. But ML721721, thank you. is really cool.
Yeah, sent me a Braves one. Very nice. Thank you.
Oh, wow. Nice. And what'd you get, Jeffy?
Great.
What'd you get?
That's great. I understood that some fudge was sent.
Yes, some fudge
to me.
was sent by a listener. Yeah,
to
not
you.
to you. It was not sent to
It
you.
was because of me
No.
that fudge was sent here.
And yet, it was addressed to me.
Was it, though?
Yes.
Do we have evidence of that?
I don't know.
Because
But it was sent to me.
So as long as
And
we're doing
so-
gifts here, Kenneth Springer, who oftentimes sends us candy, and Jeffy then goes on there and goes, I don't like this kind of curry. Why don't you
send us food that we like.
Right.
And we need to continue to send food, which is why the lady sent the fudge.
Which is why she sent it to me.
Look
She's
what-
like, yeah, that's a good idea. I'm going to send Pat some fudge.
Yeah.
And she did. And it was really, really good, by the way.
that's great.
So Kenneth
I was happy
Springer
for you.
decided to send us all some flank steak. There you go.
All
Think
right,
you'll
flank
like
steak,
that?
jerky.
Boy,
Is that what it is?
jerky.
Talk about the
so-
word flank being used more than ever today.
No kidding.
So thank you so much,
Thank you.
Kenneth Springer.
That's
Cattleman's
great.
cut.
Cattleman's cut,
It's
too.
better than candy I don't like.
Well, I don't know about that, but sure, thanks.
Oh, man.
Thank you so
Pathetic.
much. Y'all are the greatest audience ever. You give such
Yes,
incredible gifts.
indeed.
And we appreciate it very much.
And your gift of just being here with us is
Just more than enough.
huge.
Wow,
More
that
than
song
enough.
really puts you in the
I
Christmas
wouldn't say
spirit.
more than enough, but it's
Okay.
huge.
It's huge.
Because we want that all to continue. So, 888-900-3393. By the way, if you'd like to get more delicious food, you can always go to Kexi.com and order some cookies. This is a perfect time of year. Tomorrow we drop a bunch of really incredible Christmas cookies. And my wife, I think we're already sold out of the gingerbread with icing. I'm not sure, but I think so. But go to Kexi.com, enter the promo code the Jeffy.
Yeah, baby.
You'll save 18%. 18%. All right. Apparently, Don Lemon was on with Stephen Colbert last night. We should all just refuse to say Colbert.
I'm okay with
So
that.
stupid.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah. Here's what Don Lemon said that surprised even Colbert, though. Look at this.
The word on the street is that you guys aren't allowed to be liberal anymore. Is that the
CNN.
case?
I don't think we ever were liberal.
What?
Yes.
What?
That's not me saying that. That's the people out there saying that he's not letting you be liberal anymore.
Well, listen, I think what Chris
They
is
never were.
saying is that he wants Republicans, sensible Republicans. He wants us to hold people to account, but he wants people to come on and feel comfortable with coming on and talking on CNN and appearing on CNN. So if you invite someone in your house, you want to make them comfortable, but also by the nature of what we do, we have to hold people to account.
Oh,
and
okay.
so that doesn't
and so
necessarily
is that
mean
what
we're
you
going
do
to
at
But we only
CNN?
do that with
conservative or
Republicans.
whatever.
We
It just
don't
means that
do that
we
with
are doing
Democrats.
What we do, and that's good journalism.
Oh
That's
my
good journalism.
gosh.
You got to see. Can we play the first 5 seconds again, Kayla? Because Colbert is genuinely stunned at that response.
Yes. What?
Watch
The
this.
word
Just
on the
watch.
street is that you guys aren't allowed to be liberal anymore. Is that the case?
I don't think we ever were liberal.
What?
Yes.
What?
Not me saying
That's
that.
fantastic.
The word on the street
I mean,
is that you guys aren't allowed to be.
And that's right. That's right. What?
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 Do you
Come
watch
on.
your network, bro?
Come on.
You know what we're doing here, right, Don?
Yeah, right. I don't think we ever were. Really?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Talking about being out of touch.
All right, we'll go shuffle back to your morning show that you were happy about getting.
Oh, he was really pleased with that because now he gets to get up early, and that's always been a dream of his.
Yeah.
It's always been a dream. You know what? I want to get up at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not everybody gets to live that dream.
Right?
No.
We do, but not everybody does. So good for him. And nobody watches. Nobody's watching CNN's morning show with
Yeah,
Don
I
Lemon.
wonder how's that doing. Do you know, Jeffy?
It's
I
doing
do not know,
very
but
poorly.
I'm sure it's very bad.
Something like 70,000 in the demo. I mean, come on. That's very, very
So
bad.
he didn't rescue it.
No, he did not.
Ooh, yeah. This was
That's not
the first week.
Not good. And the first week is when people are going to be
Tuning
curious
in.
and
Yeah.
tune in.
Yeah, the first week, the Nielsen ratings declined. So the CNN This Morning debut declined in Nielsen ratings late October from New Day, the show it replaced.
Wow.
Yeah, 78,000 in the demo.
So bad. But then, speaking of bad, we've got Sheila Jackson Lee.
You know where you love her.
So great. She was, you go from Don Lemon to this. I mean, it's just...
It's a toss-up.
Oof. Here's what she had to say, though.
Let me just say this.
Okay.
Reverend Sharpton, it is very well documented that words nowadays can actually break your bones. Words have generated violence. We've seen that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, careful what you say. You could be breaking somebody's bones with those words.
And that's well documented, Keith. How many well documented cases have we seen of people's bones breaking?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just from something you've said. I mean,
it's well documented.
That's why
let me
there's
just say this.
scrutiny on Twitter, because people type stuff, and the next thing you hear is like cross town bones cracking.
Yeah, you hear that
It's not
snap.
good.
Yeah,
really
not good.
disturbing snap.
It's like, did I do that when I hit tweet? When I hit send on that? My bad.
So weird.
She is not
So bad.
Mm-hmm.
And yet, her district keeps sending her back
They sure do.
time after time.
I think the shocking thing from that clip, more than just the stupidity, is she was addressing Reverend Al Sharpton.
Yeah.
Is he still on? Like, literally,
I didn't know.
had
Is he on
no
MSNBC
idea.
still?
Listen to what she says.
Yeah,
She's talking
Reverend
to
Al.
Sharpton.
Oh, my. All right, let's see this. Because I missed that
Let me
part.
just say this, Reverend Sharpton. It is
Yeah.
very well
And
documented
and look,
that
it's the
words nowadays
MSNBC logo.
can actually break your bones. Words have
Politics
generated
nation.
violence.
Break your
We've seen
bones.
that.
Break
Okay,
your bones.
We are now the opposite of sticks and stones may
Yeah, we
break
sure
my
are.
bones, but names will never hurt me. Nope, it's the exact opposite now. Especially when you think back to the summer of 2020, when they were literally breaking people's bones and killing people and setting fires to cities and
I don't recall this.
and running rampant and looting and
Are
rioting.
you talking about the mostly peaceful
Yeah, mostly
protest?
peaceful protests.
Yes.
Okay.
Right. Remember the fires in the background? This is mostly a peaceful protest. Is it? Thus, the fires in the background of where you're actually reporting from?
Millions of dollars
okay.
of storefront just down.
Yeah, just down. Police cars burned. Police officers killed. I mean, literally, actually killed. How many people died that summer? Because it was dozens, if I remember correctly. And, but they don't want to hear any of that. They don't ever talk about that. It's all January 6th.
Yes, it's all January 6th.
Where no one was killed except Ashley Babbitt. And the police officers died of natural causes. Well, one of them died of natural causes. Two of them committed suicide. Then there was a drug overdose death. So
at least 25 Americans
at least 25
died during the riots of 2020.
Jeez.
Yeah, I'm just seeing if there's injuries as well, but I just see the deaths 25.
Mm-hmm. And how many businesses were lost because they were burned to the ground? A lot.
Yes,
a lot.
A whole lot.
All right, let me take a minute, tell you about these Kamikoto kitchen knives. I love these things. I've actually used these. These are great. They will cut through a ribeye like a knife through hot butter. And you know how smooth that is. It's not tough.
No, it's not.
Using traditional techniques, Kamikoto crafts beautiful knives using steel sourced from Japan. Each blade is made with techniques that have been honed and perfected by generations of knifesmiths. If you buy right now, and you're going to love these, Kamikoto is offering you an extra $50 off site-wide on top of their holiday sale that is already in place. So go to Kamikoto, that's Kamikoto, Kamikoto.com/unleashed. Use the offer code UNLEASHED for an extra $50 off. Kamikoto.com/unleashed.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
I guess yesterday Bob Iger addressed the troops at Disney because he has retaken control of Disney and that whole empire. So they had a town hall meeting, and he talked about calming down the politics at Disney. Check this out.
Here's a virtual question. Many cast members had wished that Disney stayed out of politics. Will Disney stay out of making political statements?
I think there's a misperception here about what politics is.
Oh.
And I think that some of the subjects that have proven to be controversial as it relates to Disney have been branded political, and I don't necessarily believe they are. I don't think when you're telling stories and attempting to be a good citizen of the world that that's political. Just not how I view it. Do I like the company being embroiled in controversy? Of course not. It can be distracting, and it can have a negative impact on the company. And to the extent that I can work to kind of quiet things down, I'm going to do that. But I think it's important to put in perspective what some of these subjects are and not just simply brand them political.
Really?
Interesting.
Okay, that
interesting.
That doesn't help.
He's trying to walk that line.
Yeah, he sure is.
He's trying to
placate the left
Yep.
and not lose the right completely. That's what he's trying to do. That's a tough job.
He's saying keep doing what you're doing and trying to change the culture, but let's be a little bit on the DL on this stuff.
Yeah. Let's not talk about it where somebody's recording all that we're saying about
let's bury it.
Throwing LGBTQIA stuff into every move we do.
That's the one thing about these Zoom calls and the post-COVID era is so many of these meetings were transmitted to people who kindly recorded them.
Yep.
Yes.
And Christopher Rufo on Twitter does a great job of tracking all this stuff. He's got people inside Disney, man. I love it. And so we have this stuff on the record. But yeah, I think you're right. Iger's saying, look, we can bury it in the storylines and the character developments, but let's not go out there.
Yeah, don't talk about it.
Let's not go to the legislatures and say, hey, you know. And he was actually asked about the Reedy Creek or whatever, and so doesn't have an opinion on that yet. He doesn't know how they can fix that. Basically, we got our butts kicked by DeSantis, and I don't know how we're going to repair that, is what he was saying.
And they were also asked about the Don't Say Gay bill, right? Here's what he said about that.
All right, another virtual question. What is your stance on the Don't Say Gay situation?
Well, first of all, our LGBTQ employees are very important to us.
We love
and we
you.
care deeply about them. That is a given. Secondly, this company has been telling stories for 100 years, and those stories have had a meaningful, positive.
Hello? That was it?
You just cut off right there?
Strange.
Yeah, okay. Well,
so we don't really get the response.
Well, they've had a meaningful, positive effect on Americans and people in this company.
Yeah, that wasn't the question. The question was, what about the Don't Say Gay bill, it wasn't a Don't Say Gay bill. But that doesn't sound promising. He was going down a path there that didn't sound like...
She says she's got more of this. Play that.
All right, let's hear it. See it. Live it. Love it.
That is a given.
We love you.
Secondly, this company has been telling stories for 100 years, and those stories have had a meaningful, positive impact on the world. And one of the reasons they've had a meaningful, positive impact is because one of the core values of our storytelling is inclusion and acceptance and tolerance. And we can't lose that. We just can't lose that. I think about Black Panther and the impact that had on the world, or a film like Coco. I mean, I could go on and on.
Could you?
How we actually changed the world for the good. It must continue. We also, when you tell stories, it's a delicate balance. You're talking to an audience, but it's also important to listen to an audience. It's important to have respect for the people that you're serving, that you're
are
trying
paying
to reach,
your salary
and not
effectively?
having disdain for it.
Yeah, don't have disdain for your
All right,
customers.
another virtual question.
Okay.
Wow. All right. Same. They're going to continue to do what they've been doing.
Well, I mean, many of the, look, when prior to what's his face taking over, before, after Iger, I mean, a lot of these policies were in place thanks to Iger.
Yeah.
That he had to deal with, that the guy, I can't remember his stupid name now that just left.
Chapek.
Bob Chapek. I mean, Chapek was taking over. I don't know that he made any drastic changes to what Iger had already rubber stamped.
Yeah. Probably not.
Yeah, that was. I
mean, he was the one that opened up the battle, some of the fights, because he was at the helm, right? But those fights still would have happened.
So it's more of the same from Disney.
Then he walked away and said, "Tag, you're it."
Yeah.
But here's what he could have said. Well, we're going to continue to tell stories that are inclusive, blah, blah, blah. You can do all that. But we're not going to stick our nose where it doesn't belong. And that is one of the political issues. I was just saying that I don't agree they're all political. That's one of them, and I'm not going to get into it. Leave it at that. But he wouldn't. And really, he completely avoided the actual question that was being asked. If you were in charge when that all came out, would you have done the same things that Chapek did? And that's what we would like to know, I think. Would you agree that we shouldn't be teaching LGBTQIA2 stuff and their agenda to kindergarten to third graders? Can we just agree on that or not?
Don't say. Don't say.
Yeah, we haven't gotten one of those in a while. I'm glad we brought that back
Perlman,
around.
what a douche.
By the way, thank you. Tyler Morgan messaged me. Thank you for the Hans Gruber Advent Day calendar there. Appreciate that. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Got to say thank you. It's a very nice gift from these people, and I want to acknowledge them.
So, there you have it with the Disney thing. It's going to be more of the same.
Let me ask you a question.
It continues.
How bad do you want to tear into one of those flanks?
It's all I can think of right now. It's all I can think about.
That's why I said it over here.
I'm ready to stop the show early because it's all I can think about.
Absolutely, just want you to toss me one. I didn't want to
You got your own bag,
I know,
bro.
but he just opened his.
I've even pulled off.
I know you opened. That's
top
what I mean.
plastic
Just toss me
card
one over here.
just to get ready so that there's no delay when the show ends. My hand is going directly in that bag. Also, I love this story. There's a woman who is seeking a class action lawsuit over Velveeta mac and cheese because it takes longer than 3.5 minutes.
It does. It does take longer.
I feel this pain.
Is pissed. She's like, this says it takes 3.5 minutes. It takes longer than that. And so she's filed a lawsuit. I mean,
$5 million. I mean, it's a lot of money.
$5 million.
It's a lot of money.
Because you had to wait an extra 2 minutes for your mac and cheese to be done?
Yeah, she's claiming, they claim that the way the instructions read, she took it as it's going to be ready in 3.5 minutes.
But does it ever say that?
It talks about how if once you go through all their different processes, then you microwave it and stir in the powder.
So in reality, it takes longer than 3.5 minutes.
Right.
And look, if you live a regimented life and you schedule out your day and you only carve out 3.5 minutes and it takes 5.5 minutes, I mean, your day's shot effectively. And so
because you're there at 30 minutes.
You're like, you run out of time. You're like,
Right.
at the end of the day, you're like, man, I feel like I lost 2 minutes. Somebody stole 2 minutes from me today.
I know who it was.
Kraft.
And that adds up in my lifetime to about 25 minutes total. I'm going to sue those a-holes for $5 million.
Yeah. Everybody's
So if
time.
we put the 18 minutes
30
together
minutes.
along with the 7 minutes together, you got 22 minutes. You sell it with 8 minutes of ads, you got 30 minutes.
Everybody's time is valuable, Pat.
That's
and this
right.
lady, obviously, $5 million for that 25 minutes.
Yeah, I
of
mean,
life.
Kraft is like, we're aware of this frivolous lawsuit.
Frivolous.
And,
I love it.
How dare you call it
Yeah,
frivolous?
don't be doing that.
How dare you? I love Velveeta mac and cheese.
Mhm.
It is the cheese.
Is it worth 5.5 minutes of your time, though?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, the
It
microwave
is.
ones are pretty
Then
good.
They're
They're
not a part
bad.
of this lawsuit, then.
And I have an aversion to processed kinds of things like this, processed cheese, but Velveeta is the exception
All right.
to the processed rule. I love it.
I mean,
I love it.
the microwave Kraft ones are pretty darn good too. I mean, I'm not opposed to the Kraft macaroni and cheese.
I always poo-poo it because it's not the shells and cheese from Velveeta, which is just the ultimate in mac and cheese.
Oh, the dinner Kraft macaroni and cheese ones.
But
are pretty
then
good.
when we make it for my grandkids, I'm always like, that's
pretty good.
delicious.
I'm going to make you feel
pretty
real
good.
good about eating that beef jerky.
Okay.
Red meat, it's not bad for you after all. Just so you
Yeah,
know.
we've talked about this, I think, a couple of times.
Really? Because there's a study now.
There is a study, and it seems to indicate that red meat is fine for you. In fact, might actually be healthier than other options.
Yeah.
So what they said was, we found weak evidence of association between unprocessed red meat consumption and colorectal cancer, breast cancer, type 2 diabetes, and ischemic heart disease. Moreover, we found no evidence of an association between unprocessed red meat and ischemic stroke or hemorrhage stroke. Wow. So I say
Yeah,
let's eat steak.
Absolutely. But this is what brought on my biography. Everything in moderation.
Is it?
This is what we're talking about.
Okay,
really,
it's his autobiography.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what
everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation,
including moderation. I think we should moderate moderation. I really do. And that means that once in a while you got to splurge and just go for the gusto in a really extreme kind of way.
Yeah.
But mostly, I agree with your moderation.
There are going to be cheat days.
Sure.
Hello.
Right. And is that in the book?
It will be.
Jeffy has cheat decades. Yeah, look, I'll get back to it.
A cheat lifetime, actually. First of all,
I mean, everything changes, right? I mean, there was another study not long ago. Now they're saying that intermittent fasting is bad. Not long ago, it was good. Red meat bad. Red meat good.
Yep. You're waiting for the story that says gorging your face at every meal is good for you, right?
I'm writing that study right now.
Everything in moderation.
Everything in moderation. They've done this with eggs.
Yeah.
They've done it with milk. They've done it with everything, really.
Yes.
Everything.
It goes back to what Jeffy has always said. Who's funding these studies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And the other thing, everything in moderation. That's why my new book, my new biography is coming out about that. We'll see you on Overtime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.